Hello everyone, this is the Captain Swan podcast episode 55. I'm Serena. Save you out on Tumblr. Someone is laughing, I don't know why. Did I get the number wrong? No, I didn't.
No, I'm laughing at the beeping.
Okay, and we are gonna have some beeping. This is our special guest star with us today. And they're gonna introduce the Captain Swan podcast is gonna introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm You Brought Me Home on Tumblr, also the source of the beeping.
Hi, I'm Mai, and I'm Melanie Fisher Jones.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm to the end of the world or time, and apparently easily amused.
G'day, I'm Ro, and my blog is Captain Swan Humor.
I'm Stephanie, I'm Bookstore Romantic. My cat just ripped my headphone off while getting off my lap, and this intro is a mess.
We've had worse.
It's authentic. Come on.
We're like Cruella, we're a mess.
Yeah. So I made a note to mention that for the people who listen to the podcast using iTunes, you can only download the latest 15 episodes on iTunes because of a technical issue that it's long to explain. Anyway, the explanation is on Tumblr. But all the episodes are available for you to listen both on our YouTube channel and on Tumblr. So if you want to listen to some older episodes, all of them are on those two sources.
Also,
So yeah.
proud of them.
Yeah, so I don't think I ever mentioned it before, but they are all there. So let's start discussing the episodes. First of all, were you guys super shocked by the incredible twist that Cruella actually didn't have?
It was, because I was expecting the typical, oh, my mom was mean to me, so that's why I'm evil.
Yes.
And then it was, hello, darlings. Maybe I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream.
I was pleasantly surprised because they have such a track record of giving the villains some sob story that we're supposed to sympathize with. And Cruella was just evil for the sake of being evil, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Especially since the episode was called Sympathy for the DeVille.
Yes.
It's like, oh, great.
I was just glad that they kind of, because even in the cartoon, there was like no reason for her to be as evil as she was. She just was because she could be. And I'm glad that they didn't change it. Because like you had said, there were so many other stories about, oh, you know, my mother did this to me, or my lover died, or this or that. You know, you just want a villain that is just strictly a villain to be
Except
a
Pam.
villain.
Except
Yes.
Pam.
And Cora, because Cora wanted power, so.
No, yeah, Cora wanted power, so I don't think it counts.
And, well, never mind. I'll wait.
Okay, so related, kind of related question. What's your favorite villain from Once Upon?
Oh, from Pam. Jafar.
Jafar.
That's
Jafar.
no,
Good enough.
that's cheating.
But it's
Aw.
cheating. He was on once. It was just
No,
Once Upon a
no.
Time in Wonderland.
No, he
No,
was
no,
not.
no,
Not
no,
one
no.
time. Come on.
I specifically said from Once Upon a Time.
No, you said from once.
No, I said from Once Upon a Time. I have a recording to prove this, so don't play with me. I have it recorded. So,
Oh, dear.
come on, what's your favorite?
Favorite villain, I would have to say, is Pam.
Cora.
The evil queen. When she's being
Emma.
the evil queen.
Ro.
Emma, if it happens.
Okay, that's cheating too. Come on. You have to say Zelina because you dressed up as her, so that's your answer.
Yeah.
Did everyone answer? Did Stephanie answer?
I said Pan right off the top, and then they got off.
Okay.
Oh, Jafar.
Okay.
Your
Yeah.
father really is the best one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Good help is so hard to resurrect these days.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask the first question because it's related to what we are talking
Technically,
about.
it's the second question. Because you
What?
already asked the first question.
No, that was a question from me. This is from anonymous. So answer. That's a question from Anonymous who wants to know, are you guys a bit tired of the tragic backstories for villains? It's like we are always expected to be sympathetic towards them. I'm gonna vote for yes.
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 Okay, there you go.
That's why the Cruella twist was
Totally.
enjoyable. Except now we have a sympathetic, a sob story for the author.
Oh God.
They just can't help
Did he
themselves.
say that he did what he did to protect Emma from killing Cruella, like manipulating Snow and Charming, the whole secret shit there, to save Emma from killing
No.
Cruella and turning dark?
What?
Was it all because of Cruella that he did what he did?
No, I don't
No.
understand. No.
He's just a shitty person.
I
Yeah.
thought he said something like that.
He was
When
just
he was
bored.
with Snow and Charming, that he did it to like try to stop this.
No, because
No.
there's no way
He said
Oh.
he told the apprentice that he sent Snow and Charming to him because it made a better story. That was
Yeah,
literally all he said.
he was
Snow and Charming?
bored. He was bored, and unlike Killian, he hadn't
Weird.
discovered Netflix yet. So it's like, yeah, let's change some.
Well, I think it was more that after what happened between him, it's obvious that what happened between Cruella and him had a lasting effect. Before this, he was devoted and dedicated to the stories. He had all this wonder, like, oh my God, I'm going to all these different realms, seeing these magical things, and writing down all these stories. And he genuinely loved it. That was his whole life. And then he fell in love with her, and he got burned because she was crazy. So it kind of left him in this position of being jaded with the whole idea of magical realms and stories. So he no longer cared about what the stories looked like or if there was any truth to them. He just, just completely burned.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
To
back.
quote Batman and Robin, why are all the gorgeous ones homicidal maniacs?
Seriously.
I gotta tell you, for a sociopath, kudos to Victoria Smurfit, because damn, she
Oh, yeah.
played that shit on point.
And the
On
best part was that when she was playing the nice girl, you completely believed her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was warm and cuddling and you're like, oh, Violet's so sweet, she's so cute. And then bam! And you're like, oh, I love you even more now, Queen.
I mean, seriously, her happy ending was getting to murder people.
Honestly, when the episode started and her mother locked her in the attic, I thought this was some kind of flowers in the attic shit,
I actually made a comment on
That's what one needs.
Flowers
And
in the attic.
what's lacking.
Yeah, we'll leave that on Game of Thrones.
Honestly,
You really felt bad because you thought that, her mother was being a total hose piece and that, she didn't care about her child, but in reality, she was protecting the world from Cruella because Cruella was completely psychotic.
honestly, I thought, oh shit, please don't tell me they're doing a little Cinderella thing with
That's
her.
what I thought too.
That's what it felt like.
I love how her immediate reaction to killing her mother was also killing the dogs and then must make a coat.
Yes, the
Right?
coat was awesome.
Let's have some crazy sewing. How that doesn't even work. Like, this is blood. Like, you need to, cure the stuff or something.
She's crazy.
It was so funny. When I watched the episode, I spent almost the entire episode just trying to figure out what it was that he had taken from her that made her so angry that she wanted him dead. But as soon as her mother revealed that Cruella was psychotic, I knew it in an instant. That what he took from her, what is the one thing that makes a psycho happiest? Being able to kill. And if you can't kill, then you're, think about it. The whole time that Cruella has been there, you've never actually seen her do harm to anybody. She pointed a gun in Rumple's face, and she could have easily have shot him. And being that she's psycho, that we know now that she's psycho, she would have done it in a hot second. But she didn't. She didn't hurt anybody because she literally couldn't.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like her bluster act fooled Rumple. I mean, Rumple was, like, shaking in his boots. He was about to pee himself at that town line, seriously. So why would Emma have any doubt in her mind, not knowing that Cruella couldn't? She didn't know. The woman was completely serious. If she had killed Henry without a second thought.
That's why I don't like all these fans going, oh no, she's going to be ill. Oh my God, how could she do that? I'm like, whoa, hold on. From the position of a mother, I'm like,
oh my God,
take after my kids and put a gun to my kids' head and try to kill them. Oh, you best believe this bitch going to be dead, straight up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a mother, but I was like, anyone who says that Emma was not in the right can come at me, and I will fuck them up.
But see, that's what bugs me, though, is because it sounds like that's what Em and Eddie are trying to argue, that she was wrong to kill Cruella, and I'm like, no, she wasn't. And she's the freaking sheriff, and
they are still to this day not willing to admit that Snow killing Cora was completely the right thing to do. So I don't really expect any better from them.
And come on, this is from the same. In the same exact episode, we have Regina stealing Belle's heart, and then everyone's like, oh, she must have agreed. Oh my God. I'm like, dude, if he had agreed, he would have not told her to forget that.
Or in Regina's defense, and believe me, I can't believe I'm about to say this either. It's entirely possible that she was trying to spare Belle the anguish of having to remember the fact that she just had to make out with her ex-husband.
Not that type of a person.
Okay, so
I think it would have. Knowing them and their pro Regina-ness, they would have made it more clear that Regina had permission. But no,
I thought they did though.
No,
I thought I saw somebody said they saw a tweet. Where someone explained it or something.
It was a TV line recap, not anything official.
And the official ABC recap, the one that came out last week by mistake, said she didn't have permission.
Yeah, the people that do those other sites, whatever they recap is their own personal view of what they think it is. So it's just a theory, but I would like to think that Regina's come far enough not to do that to somebody again, but considering all things considered...
Considering she had a slave 3 weeks ago, Showtime...
And the fact that, she's willing to do anything to save her boyfriend's life,
from her crazy psychotic sister.
And I can see her doing that without asking first. Probably why
she made her say Will is just such a better kisser.
That was definitely Regina.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
I don't really care about her taking Belle's heart because I don't really get to care about Belle because they don't do anything with Belle.
This is true.
I care about Belle, and so I'm like, nope, leave Belle's agency alone. Belle and Killian have been the two characters that have been most fucked up in agency-wise. Well, Emma, too, after this. But before the whole secret thing, it wasn't Emma.
With Regina, it's like, for every 3 steps forward, there's 2 steps back. She starts out in the episode wanting to do the right thing, going to New York and protecting Robin Hood. But then when she's in the woods helping Emma search for Cruella and Henry, she gets in her face and is like, "Stop being a child. Step off."
You know,
They try to say it's hard. I'm like, really, really.
Honestly,
You know what
that's what to turn Emma evil. We don't need. This is like a repeat of 3B. Oh, you should whatever. You should forgive your parents. Why haven't you forgiven your parents yet? It's like, oh, you shouldn't go to New York. We don't need that. By now, we have a Killian and Emma relationship. We, as an audience, deserve a quieter scene like she's been giving to him in 4B with the Ursula shit. The
Yes.
quiet one before he told her the secret, and the one where the "you're my happy ending." Like, that's what would help her more and would be less frustrating for us, because I've seen this shit. I've seen people talking to Emma and telling her what she should or should not do.
Yes.
I would like a quieter scene where she could actually talk about
And
it.
one that doesn't include Regina, please.
Amen, sister.
Because, I mean, the scene in this one was okay-ish, but there still had Regina
Well,
in the back.
I think the whole point of it was to demonstrate the difference between Regina and Killian. That Regina still doesn't quite get how to approach Emma in a friend way. That she's still, just get over it. Why don't you just get over it? Which is completely hypocrisy.
Well,
She's like
like I said,
hypocrisy because she held a grudge for over 30 years because she.
Thank God Emma calls her out on it.
Emma called
Thank
her.
God.
She's
Yep.
like, "Oh my God, your parents said that they're sorry. Stop acting like a child. Get over it already." I'm like, "What? Are you kidding? It's been what, a day? 2? Are you for real?"
Not even a day.
Two at most.
did they actually
Like,
say they
yeah,
were
it's like
sorry?
they asked-
Did they say that they would do it again because, according to them, it saved her or whatever?
I know, right? I'm like, dudes, are you even listening to yourselves? Like,
This is
seriously.
why I was
and
so...
as someone else pointed out that they've never actually apologized to Emma for mucking around with her free will. They're just like, yeah, we're sorry that this innocent person got hurt, but we're not sorry about what we did to you because it's okay because you're good. And it's like, no, that's not cool. That's what Person did, and she didn't forgive Person until after forgetting him for a year and moving on. Like, seriously, is that what you want, Snow and Charming? Really, is that what you want? No. So shut up.
Okay, so we have some more questions. Anonymous says, Cruella died. What were your reactions when you first watched this? Because I was a mess.
I was not surprised at all. I was like, yeah, I loved her, but she's the kind of characters that have to die
Yep.
because, sociopaths and all that thing.
Yeah, at first, I was kind of like, "Oh damn," because I wasn't. I kind of knew that this was where it was going to lead because they have to get Emma there somehow, I guess. But still, seeing her actually make that choice and do that, I was still like, "Oh damn."
But it was such a bullshit choice. Honestly.
Kind of her face after, like,
Like,
ooh,
honestly,
going dark.
I'm
I was
sorry, she looked drunk. I know everyone says that she looks so evil. I'm like, no, she looks drunk.
She looked
She
tired.
looks like
There
she
was just
hasn't
something
slept in.
off with her face. It didn't look dark, but it didn't. I don't know. It didn't look right.
She
Well,
looked
her.
numb.
I mean,
numb.
kudos to the makeup department who managed to make her look completely washed out and tired, like she hadn't slept in days.
Probably
when,
hasn't.
when Jen, normally looks pretty healthy. So yay for them. But that was like the whole point. It was, and that whole bit with that camera lingering on her after she killed Cruella just seemed dumb because I was like, why would this make her evil? She's completely justified in killing a murderous psycho.
Not
I
only
do not,
that,
I do not understand your logic,
violently
show.
before.
not only that, but I was reading this really long meme, and whoever wrote it put it like perfectly in that if you're gonna make a character go dark, more power to you. That's great, but you need to develop it properly. You can't just go dark overnight. It has to. With Regina, with Cora, with Hook, with all of them, it took years. In some cases, it took centuries. For her,
It took 5 minutes.
assuming that one death and boom, she's gonna be like the darkest of dark. Come on.
And honestly, I'm sorry, but we've spoken about it before. Emma has basically all the markings of a villain backstory. And none of that made her go dark, but killing a murderous sociopath who was going to kill her son made her go dark was
Well, and
insane in
I mean,
season 1. All the way in season 1.
And even I said this the other day that, this is not unusual behavior for her. She's gotten violent when it comes to her family members before, and now the only way they could possibly feel like they could make this work is to add this bullshit spell with transferring darkness and light and fuckery, and I'm like, why did you need to do that? I mean, Emma was already a mixture of light and dark, and now you're saying she was light the whole time, and she was just suppressing darkness? What is going on? Like, I don't understand their logic. It doesn't make
Nobody
sense to me.
understands. What logic? There is no logic.
I'm not buying the Emma going dark because there's not enough Emma to show me the development.
Yes.
The development does not make it believable. If they had been developing this over the course of seasons, it would make more sense. Because, like I said, you can't just have something go dark overnight.
Even if they only wanted to do it in 4B, like, they could still do it better by giving us more Emma. But we don't we get more Rumple and, like, villains who don't really do shit.
I mean, seriously, Ursula was here for 5 minutes. The time they found Ursula, they could have spent developing Emma Darkness stuff. But
and I'm sorry, but Cruella, for a Cruella episode, there was not enough sass. Her best stuff was when she was like, oh, I'm a terrible person, I left her in the woods to die, and when she was playing Angry Birds. For a Cruella episode, I wanted to be chuckling the whole fucking way through it, and there was not enough Cruella sass for me to enjoy the Cruella episode.
And honestly, okay, this is just, like, the idea behind the plot. It's okay. The saber going dark, we've seen it. It's okay. It's power of temptation. Everyone can make mistakes. Even heroes fall. But they're going about it in such a bad way that it takes you out of the series.
Yes. I agree.
When you look at it, they made it seem like she kills her, and then all of a sudden, like, the switch just in her brain flips, and she goes from light to dark. Like, that's not how it works. That is not how it. They've already have this methodology of developing villainous characters or characters that have fallen to darkness before, with Pan, with Maleficent, with her. I mean, and you would think that they would follow the same path with Emma, but like we were discussing earlier, they have devoted so much time to the other characters that they have not allowed time to allow this development for Emma. So the whole storyline is just...
And not only that, but when we do get to see Emma, we're basically having the exact same scene over and over where she's yelling at her parents.
Basically.
And not only that,
any scenes with Henry,
but
like,
it's impossible because of the bullshit promise and the bullshit secret, rather, where, like, her darkness was pushed out and put onto Emma. So she shouldn't even be possible to go dark. So how is it happening with a flick of a switch if all of her darkness was pushed out of her?
How did she do all that other? Why did she cut down Regina's apple tree, and why did she slam that dude's nose in the steering wheel at the very beginning of the series? She's always been like this. She's always been light and dark. So where is this? She's been all light business coming from? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think that okay, we've seen a lot of times with her being angry, like cutting down the tree, threatening to kill Regina, threatening to kill Ursula, all this stuff, yes. But it's like few and far between, whereas now it's building up. She's doing it almost all the time. It's not so much the killing that they're trying to say is the reason why she's becoming dark. It's the fact that she's making that easy decision, because choosing to kill someone, that's the easy way. That's the way the Hook has always put it, is going dark is choosing the easy way. And that's what she's letting her anger and the fact that she's lost hope and belief in her parents fuel her, and now she's lashing out at everybody. I mean, I don't want to...
That's the thing. If they had just had her kill Cruella for shits and giggles, then yes, I would agree with you. But they didn't have her kill Cruella for shits and giggles. They had her kill Cruella by protecting her son. Cruella, as far as she knew at that moment, Cruella was going to shoot Henry in the face. and kill him.
And even if she
Yeah.
can kill him,
So in that
she
instance,
could have
Emma is
still hurt him.
completely justified, and she's the sheriff, and it was a hostage situation, and she's completely within the law to use excessive force in a hostage situation. So their reasoning is complete bullshit.
Yeah, but if you look at what the little bit I mean, I don't want to go into the spoilers until the end, but I mean, the little sneak peeks that we've gotten, and in
I haven't watched them.
the promo, her reactions, she's very quick to like threaten people's lives, which is not, she wouldn't normally do that. I'm sorry.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why this is bullshit, because it's like a sudden flip. That's what you were saying. It's a sudden flip of the switch, and it doesn't make sense. If they had been doing this the whole time, okay, but now it's just suddenly, boom, she's overreacting to crazy people, or not crazy people, as case may be.
I mean, first with Lily is understandably upset when she finds out what Emma's parents did to her parents, or did to her mother, and did to her, and she's like, they should be punished. She never said that they should be killed. She said that they should be punished. And Emma's like, if you touch them, I'll end you. And I'm like, whoa,
Ooh.
calm down. And then in the sneak peek, she slams the guy up against the wall with her hand wrapped around his throat. That is not an Emma thing to do.
I don't know if I agree.
Yeah.
I
mean,
don't know if I agree either.
Slamming the guy.
That's a
The first
charming
thing
thing
we
to
saw
do.
her do is slam a guy's face.
Yeah,
she slammed that guy's nose into a steering wheel. Very first thing we saw her do.
and it's not like Charmin, who is a hero, didn't do violence to Whale for no good reason, like no good reason.
Look at
Yeah.
it like,
Well.
look at it like
And,
this.
and I'm really, and
They're
I'm,
both each other. They're
I'm
both
really-
explosive as fuck.
Look at it like this.
bet
You
that
went-
Emma slamming that guy's nose in the steering wheel. That's not the first time she's gotten like violent with a bail jumper person, and I'm sure she's had to like switch towns and stuff because she got a little too rough with somebody.
In the season 1 finale, she threatened Regina's life. She said she was going to kill her if Henry died, and she slammed her against a door.
She held a knife to Pan's throat, or a sword.
I mean, in this scene, all the guy said was that Lily was a loser, and she slammed him up against the wall with her hand around, so she was ready to squeeze. I mean, look at it like this. If you need Regina to be the voice of reason to calm her down, you know there's a fucking problem. Because we're talking about
I think anybody would have done that, because.
Yeah, but this is what they're trying to show, that
They're not doing a very good job.
Emma's getting bad,
That's what
because
I'm
if you
saying.
need the evil queen to be your voice of reason, something's definitely wrong here.
Yeah,
The
I
thing is,
wouldn't
they
really.
just haven't gone about it the right way before this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wouldn't really blame her if a part of her is just sick of all this. People
She probably
coming
is.
into her town, her home, and threatening her family, because she's mad at them, but she still loves them, and she will protect them no matter what.
And now she's finding out that even more of her life was not her choice, and that's got to be extremely frustrating and pissing her off.
And honestly, let's face it, the whole Regina is the voice of reason is eliminating try with their with their Regina hard on. Being, oh look, Regina's such a good person.
And I mean, Regina can be the voice of reason in this situation because she doesn't give about the situation. If someone were calling Harry, if were insulting Harry or Robin, you can be sure that she would react in a measured manner. So, I mean, whatever. Anyway, we have some other questions. We have a question about Rumpel. Anonymous
God.
wants to know, is any part of Rumple's plot boring to you? Like, is it getting old? I
Yes.
still want no redemption arc whatsoever, but if they keep him on the show, how can his story be any different from what's been happening so far? He's a manipulative, sketchy little fucker that only cares about himself. What else is new?
I love that guy.
That
Yay,
sums it up,
Anon.
really.
Rumple's story got old about 2 seasons ago.
Rumple's story got old and skin deep. Let's all be real.
It's always been old. Like, yeah, his
Rumble has
flashbacks
been
have always
boring.
been boring.
Rumble has never been interesting.
His-
The Dark
No.
One, he's interesting.
It's
Rumble
tale
has
as
never been
time.
interesting.
The only possible way they could make it make him still be sketchy but not evil, and maybe not, or attempt a redemption arc or something, is if he loses his powers completely and is forced to live like a normal person around
but
all of these people that he's fucked over.
Which it's very likely
But
that he might.
and losing his power, that's going to piss him off, especially if it's stripped of him on purpose and he doesn't willingly give it up or some shit. So if he's stripped of it on purpose, then he's going to be very upset. And we all saw, just because he doesn't have his powers doesn't mean he's irrelevant or not dangerous, because we saw what he could do outside of Storybrooke when he translated that spell for Belle as the Oxford professor person. So he's still smart and he's still cunning, so he could still mess stuff up even if he doesn't have his powers.
I was more impressed with him in season 1, seeing what he could do without magic.
The thing is, as the seasons have gone on, it's like, okay, season 1, he was sketchy, but we could redeem him sort of with Belle. But as the seasons have gone on, his list of transgressions have piled up and piled up and piled up, and the ability to redeem him has gotten progressively more difficult, to a point where now you just can't.
And see,
And any attempt for them outside of, like you had said, to strip him out of his powers would just be ridiculous.
But see, and that's the problem with Rumbelle being a thing and Belle having a continued presence on the show. Belle was only supposed to be in that one episode. It was just supposed to be a flashback, and that was it. But now having her around gives people this idea that Rumple can be redeemed, and it's like, no, Rumple is completely too far gone for that. And now they have to come to a point where they have to either pull the trigger and attempt to redeem him or get rid of him. Because you can only watch Rumple's machinations, they thwart him, so many times before it gets boring. It's already boring to most of us.
It's been boring since, well, like I said, Rumble has always been boring. The Dark One is more interesting, and even the Dark One has kind of had his explorations.
It's been boring since season 1. It's been frustrating since we didn't get the payoff we were hoping with the whole Killian's heart thing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're
I
just
agree with
like,
that.
done.
Yeah.
Done. Because every time you have a big bad, you have Rumple behind these scenes doing his own personal little whatever, and it's like he's addicted to wanting to screw shit up. He can't seem to stop no matter what. It's like, God, it's like you're like a broken record, dude. Enough.
I
At the
just
risk
don't
of
understand.
at the risk of sounding corny and bringing up Frozen, let it go, son. Let it go.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
understand why this whole plan with him needing to save his heart, if that is what he plans to do, has to involve Emma. And come on. Hasn't he put her through enough? Seriously. If she goes dark, I want her to go after him.
Amen, brother.
And what the hell does he care about losing his ability to love if all he gives a shit about is his power? Why is he
Yeah,
so
exactly.
concerned?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because he made it pretty fucking no bones apparent at the end of 4A that he cared more about his power than he did about his own wife. So why does he even give a shit? Honestly. It's just because they just need to have him in there doing shit, so they just picked up like let's just make up some sort of storyline for Robert. Oh, boom. Okay, he's got a bad ticker.
Yeah.
Keep him relevant.
Yep.
Okay, next question. Anonymous wants to know, didn't Josh say that Snowwind was gonna start trying to get forgiveness from Maleficent in this episode? I don't know. Someone follows Josh interviews?
I saw that interview. He did say something along those lines, but personally, I think he had his episodes confused. I think he's really talking about 419 rather than 418.
Probably.
I think that when the promo stills we got of everybody in the diner, I think that Maleficent's going to come to them now that she knows
it
that
doesn't
her
look like they go
daughter.
to him, or rather, it doesn't look like they go to her. And then it sure doesn't sound like they're trying to get forgiveness if Emma is the one trying to fix the problem.
Yes.
Now that she knows that her daughter is alive, she's going to go there and go, look, you sent her here. You owe me. You fix it now.
Well, and Emma's talent is finding people. So once she finds out that Maleficent's daughter Lilith is the same Lily she knew, she's gonna be like, oh god.
Why?
Oh, and that sneak peek one, I just had to snicker because I'm like, Regina, if you're gonna curse him, at least curse him with some Wi-Fi, because damn, microfiche, are we for real right now? I haven't seen a microfiche projector.
Yes, I really am not here for the Regina and my bullshit.
I have not seen a microfiche projector in probably 20 years.
Honey, this is why you do not work where I work. I have one every single day.
How? It's me.
I mean, I haven't seen a microfiche projector since I was in high school.
Mommy, can I
Back
please
in the
watch?
90s.
It's old school.
No, can I please watch How? It's me.
Okay, let's go to the next question. Anonymous wants to know, what do you guys have to say about the lack of Killian and Emma? I'm not just talking about Captain Swan, I mean just their characters specifically.
Oh, when will Captain Swan return for more?
Lack of Emma in particular is everything that's wrong with her going dark arc, which we've already said.
And
Yes.
hey,
And
it's actually
the
Caroline.
lack of an Emma Killian calm, supportive conversation is what's frustrating about watching her rant and be frustrated in the woods and with her parents.
Yes.
Seriously, and I heard for Caroline 4A because it was a storyline about Killian with no Killian screen time. Yeah,
It's,
that's really
honestly, it's all because of this stupid ass story. They have them running around so much after the author and Queens of Darkness and Rumble and all this bullshit that they have sacrificed so many opportunities for really great scenes for emotional development. It's like Emma needs to breathe. She hasn't even had a chance to sit down and breathe since learning all of this information.
I think that's part of what they're going for. That they're trying to have all this compression on her, all at once, to make her, to try and make her turn to darkness believable. That, oh my God, they're dumping all this stuff on her all at once. And
But if they want to do that, then we need a scene where someone says, hey, you need to take a break, because otherwise we don't see it. We see the episodes a week apart. It's stretched out for us.
Yes.
We need someone to be like, oh, you look really tired, or when's the last time you ate? Or just 3 seconds of, you look awful and really stressed and like you haven't slept in days, to tell us that Emma hasn't slept in days.
I mean, as far as we know, I mean, just to get back to the lack of Killian and Emma, screen time, not even as a couple, but as individuals, as far as we know, no one knows that the Jolly Roger is back. You'd think that would be a big deal.
Yeah.
She didn't see it from where she was sitting.
She didn't say anything. You'd think seeing his ship in the harbor would be like a thing.
But apparently not.
Well, we will see it again. I mean, Colin had those pics on Twitter or something when they were filming later episodes.
They didn't bring it back for nothing.
Well, I know that. I'm just
I hope
saying,
so.
the characters themselves have not acknowledged that it's back.
But it would have been nice to have had, all we've gotten is this broken record continuously of Emma arguing with her parents. I would like to have seen Killian sitting her down, maybe at Granny's or on the ship, or somewhere.
Or Killian talking to her parents and reaming them out or something.
Yes, I would love to see
give us
that.
something new.
Weren't we supposed to get Captain Charming this half of the season?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Where
Where is my Captain Charming? You haven't given me Captain Charming in
This is why I try to keep my expectations as low as possible.
Every time this topic comes up in discussion in a scene, like look at 18 when she was arguing with her parents, it was almost as if Killian wasn't even in the room. And I get that he's he feels like this is not his place, because this is not his fight. It's between her and her parents, and he doesn't want to butt in. But when you see that the person that you love is getting so stressed out that they're about to have a mental break, you need to say, okay, let's go over here, get some peace and quiet, let's sit down and talk. Let's maybe have a drink, have a coffee, have some onion rings,
some rum for Pete's sake.
Have some rum.
have a grilled cheese sandwich and some onion rings. You look hungry. You want to eat.
We had in season 2. I mean, in season 3. During the Neverland arc, we had 1 minute scenes, but they were good.
Yeah.
And they were Killian being like, okay.
And I said this the other day too, that 4A and 4B seem to be following the same general pattern when it comes to CS, that we get lots of stuff in the first 4 or 5 episodes, and after that it completely tails off and we get practically nothing. And then so I'm a bit worried about the finale. I mean, I know we have reports of people saying yes, they filmed together and there's important stuff coming. But I'm like, after 411, I'm kind of hesitant to believe until I see it with my eyeballs.
I don't know how much of a CS payoff we're going to get in the finale. I really don't.
I just feel like
I'm not optimistic for the finale much at all.
I just feel like if they had kept season 4 the way they did season 3, where you had one villain, and even though you're going after the one villain, they still gave time to the characters to have those discussions, to have those emotional moments. It was seamless. It blended well, and everybody developed, and the tension was really good, the drama was good. Now here it's all plot, extraneous character, plot, and everybody else kind of just gets lost. And
but I think
the characters really suffer. They really do.
Okay,
I think, well, from Emma's point of view, the threat level has become even higher, and she's on the job like she's not just the sheriff, also the savior, and she wants to get shit done. So obviously there's not enough time for her to breathe or talk to anyone. She wants to find the author, so Gold can't use him for anything.
No, but
That's what I was saying. They needed to give us a scene where they tell us how tired Emma is, because we don't see it when we watch the episodes weeks apart,
Yeah.
See, part of what makes the show so dynamic is that the characters aren't just these cardboard cutout heroines from fairy tales. They've molded them to being human beings with feelings and emotions, and that's kind of got lost along the way. Now it's just all about the story, and the characters are just kind of there to facilitate. It's almost like, how we used to complain about Neil being just a device. It seems like the main characters of the story have now become plot devices to motivate the story. And then,
absolutely.
And the them as characters has disappeared.
The reason why season 1 works so well is because it's character driven. The reason why shows work is when they're character driven. When they're way too story driven, it's like the characters don't do anything, really.
That's why Poor Unfortunate Souls was actually a decent one, because it was character driven. It wasn't so much about the story. It was character driven. There was emotional development. There was a lot of development on Hook's part. People are always going to try and say, oh, you just like it because it's all about Hook. I'm like, look, even if Hook wasn't in it, the fact is that it actually had some character development, and it wasn't all focused on the author bullshit. It had some great stuff with August. It had great stuff with Ursula. You know, it was about the characters, their emotions, and what drives them. And it also proved that a character can get their happy ending without the author having to interfere. And all the other backstory shit was just all about the author and the friggin' story. Which makes it seem, even this latest episode, there was maybe 20 minutes total that was devoted to Cruella's story. And it was really not about her. It was mostly about her relationship with the author. It wasn't only about her. Isaac.
But I did like how he mentioned the different realms of stories.
That just got me so confused, though, because then it's like she's not in a real realm, she's in a story realm where it's sort of like curse-like and no one remembers exact details, and I got so confused by that, I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
What? For what?
Well,
The storytelling realm that Cruella was from. Like, I don't even want to think, I don't want to know, I don't want to even try to guess how she got out. I don't want to try to guess how she got her car. Like, did she just have one remade
No,
when she
I
got
heard
to
that.
How
Other
did she get
car.
to the Enchanted Forest? Like, for real.
that's the
How did she get to the
author's
Enchanted Forest?
car.
We actually know how she got the car. The car was Isaac's.
No,
Well,
the
I know
car
that.
was Isaac's, that's obvious, but the car, that was not our world. So she went to the Enchanted Forest, possibly with a car, and then
Yeah.
There are no cars in
have
the
the
Enchanted
car
Forest.
when she left the Enchanted Forest. So, like, did she just recreate it when she got here after they fell through the portal with the dragon egg? Like, how did she get to the Enchanted Forest in the first place?
Oh,
Why is she
and-
obsessed with this car?
and I was, busy live blogging, so I kind of missed Corella's explanation for why they didn't age. Did she say something about the dragon egg?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
sucked
Yes.
the magic out of the dragon egg.
Both
Okay.
of them took pieces of it, and it was able to keep them from aging, I
Okay,
guess.
that's what
Because
I
of the whole
thought she
imported
said,
magic.
but I wasn't really paying attention, so thank you. I appreciate
I
that.
like
Because
to
the
think
egg
that
itself was a magical object, so as long as they had the magical object or a piece of it with them, I guess that they were able to not age. But the whole explanation with the different realms, apparently the way that it goes is something like this. Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella and Snow White, that's all in one realm. That's the Enchanted Forest realm, and you got the Arendelle realm, that's all one realm. Time moves forward physically, like they'll age, but the year will never change. It will always be the same, like, time frame. The same thing with Alice, Victorian England, that is one realm. Alice can age, because she obviously aged and had a child, but the time frame will always remain the same. And same thing with Cruella's 1920s. She can age, because obviously her mother aged and she aged, but the time frame stays the same.
That could be it.
So basically what you're saying is they're parallel universes,
Kind of.
and
Right.
he just hops from one to the other.
Right.
works for me.
Okay.
Oz is the same way,
That makes enough sense for me.
Wonderland, they're all set to a realm or to a decade, and you can still physically age. It's just the time frame that you exist in is a constant. It does not change.
It's perpetually the 1920s. It's perpetually
Perpetually.
Victorian England. It's
Except
perpetually
for our world where it's not.
right
And strange.
because
Right.
we all have magic.
Magic, yeah.
They didn't
There's
seem
no-
to have magic in Corella's world.
Okay.
They have the ability to use magical objects. Like
Yeah, but you
the
can
quill.
do that here too. Because of the dragon egg and the clover charm and all that shit.
Right.
I think it was just it is that time frame thing that you were saying.
Yeah, that's what makes it magical. I don't know.
Okay, we have some more questions.
Oh, God.
Anonymous says about the Emma storyline.
Well,
People are. Maya, are you going to interrupt me before I even start the question? Go
I would
on.
never do that.
Okay, thank you. People are hating on this storyline because out there they make Emma less pure to prop up all the other morally grey characters. But I think they've missing the point. This need not be about other characters. This is all Emma. We want to see Jennifer playing a different side and wearing the cool outfits. We want to explore the darkness inside Emma that existed since season 1. Yes, it's hard to see Emma having emotional breakdown up the kazoo, but she is still the main source of light on this show. End of question. I think the problem is that for a storyline about Emma, there's been really a lack
No, Emma.
of Emma.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is definitely more of the problem.
I think we got more of her in the Frozen arc than we did in this arc.
Yep.
Yep. Because there's too many villains in this arc.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, I want to like the Emma going dark storyline. Like, I want to be excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm just not because of how it's being done. It's not. They're not
Exactly
giving me
what I
enough
said.
Emma for me to buy into it.
Yes.
Like I said, on the outside, it sounds like a really interesting storyline. And we've seen them also. I mean, which is the part that pisses me off the most, is that we know that whenever they put their minds to it, they can actually be really good writers. So, the fact that they're not is like, you're not putting enough effort into your main character being evil.
And
I just
again,
hope-
I think it's a pacing issue. They want to save her being really dark and evil for the finale, so they gotta like drag shit out and expand and compress, in the episodes leading up to it, rather than be an evenly spaced arc over the whole thing. I mean, if you want to have Emma be evil, then she should really start being hardcore. I mean, like with Dark Willow on Buffy, like she turns dark at the end, 3 episodes before the end of season 6, and then she spends those next 3 episodes just laying waste and being a crazy person, rather than saving it for a 2-hour finale.
Yeah, and then for Willow, the big thing turning her evil was Teradyne.
The death of
And then
a
she
loved one, yeah.
murdered them. And then she murdered him in Cold Blood.
Flayed alive. She
It was
flayed
pretty great.
alive.
It was pretty great.
Oh yeah.
But the way they're doing it, I hope she eventually, if they do it, if they go all the way, I just want J-Mo to have fun with it, not be emo all the time, like, ooh, I'm gonna stare and look all dark.
Yeah, have some flair. That's what
Yeah.
that's what I like about season 1 Evil Queen Regina is, yeah, she's evil and messing stuff up, but she's doing it with flair.
Yep.
Yes.
And those awesome
you cannot
outfits.
say that Cruella does not have flair.
Well, Emma is
Cruella
going to
has
be
flair.
Well, yeah, Cruella's got flair, but she didn't show it in her very last episode, which is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, of all the episodes for Cruella to be, like, not fun, we got her to kidnap Henry, and then 40 minutes through the episode, I was like, has anything happened yet? Like, she kidnapped Henry, and nothing has happened in the present-day storyline.
No.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is boring.
And here's the thing. That's twice that nothing has happened in the row.
Present day, 2 in a row. And that's what bugs me about this arc, is that they're spending too much time in flashback land or showing what happened to Robin in New York or some other nonsense,
Like, seriously,
rather than propelling the current day story forward. Like, I don't care about flashbacks anymore. I mean, flashbacks are fine, like, when they're actually relevant, but does every single episode need flashback? I don't think so.
Honestly,
I mean, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but they should do it like Julie Plec does it,
Oh,
and
Christ.
just have flashbacks like 3 or 4 times a season.
Oh, God.
Do you see
Oh
what
my
you have
God,
done?
I cannot believe the
You have
look where it
made.
came out.
Miss Side with Julie Platt. Anyway, let's go to these
honestly,
questions, guys.
honestly,
Sorry,
it's
but we have
gotten
so many
One.
left.
you know,
Okay, tell us what you honestly think, Liz, and then
honestly,
we'll go to.
it's gotten so bad at this point that we could have missed episode 17 and 18 and genuinely not missed anything.
Yeah. I had to watch them because I reviewed the show, but other than that, I'm not watch them.
I said it would be a stall.
Yes.
Okay, next question. I love this because I don't understand it. Anonymous says, Hook doesn't have a drinking problem at all. I love how Hook and Emma are exactly the same, though they have so much in common in the past and now. I don't get the first part. Like, what does
remember,
did we talk about Hook having a drinking problem last week?
Not in
that's
like
what
a
Pan
season.
said. That's what Pan said to
Yeah,
him
I
in
remember
Neverland
that.
that
I
he was a
remember
pirate
that.
with a drinking problem, and he didn't really dispute that. But I never thought he had a drinking problem. Like ever.
Okay, I think he had a bit of a drinking problem. I don't get why we're talking about him this like a year and a half after that comment is
Oh.
anonymous. If you're listening to this, please tell us your reasoning. Why did you think about the drinking problem? What made you think this? I'm curious.
Maybe they think that Emma needs a drink and Hook is the only person who can give it to her. 'Cause he
Yeah,
always has
like
rum.
Hook should get back his drinking problem to support Emma in this with alcohol.
It might just be because
Support her with alcohol is more than anyone else is doing.
it probably has more to do with the fact that him drinking is a common anti-Hook argument, other than the other argument which
Idiotic
tends to
bullshit.
take the top that I don't really want to get into because that's a huge debate that will be very nasty. But
Yeah, let's not get into the debate. Let's get into the next question. We
Yes.
still have a bunch.
Oh God.
Anonymous says, I would say both Hook and Emma are more like Charming than Snow. They're both strong survivors, and I actually would want Emma to be cursed. Some would say she's a little like Snow anyway. I don't get it. Okay, so Hook and Emma are more like Charming than like Snow because they're both survivors. Snow is also a survivor, though.
Yeah, I'm always connected.
Charming is not really. I don't see Charming as a survivor. Like,
Well,
what survive?
he is quite the swordsman. He's taken on several guards by himself and won. There's that. But Snow definitely is because she survived as a bandit in the forest for months or years or something.
I think it's more that Charming, because of his experiences in life, regardless of the fact that he comes from the enchanted forest, he has learned to see the world in shades of gray, the way that Emma and Hook have. Whereas Snow, no matter how many seasons go on, she's still this very black and white character.
Except when it comes to Regina.
Oh, perfect example. Remember when Tiny fell down the well or whatever, and Snow was like, well, why would you? And Charming was getting ready to go after him, and Snow's like, well, why would you do that? And Charming's like, because that's what you would do. I mean, Charming's entire worldview changed when he met Snow. Like, he became that person who believed in hope and love and all that stuff when he met Snow. He wasn't like that before. He was more like Emma.
Yep.
Kind of jaded a little.
Remember me and my freak out before too? Charming was a coward.
Mm-hmm.
Charming was very different back then. He didn't have the will. He didn't have anything. And then he met Snow and everything changed. Well, he met Anna and everything changed. Then he met Snow and everything changed again.
Mm-hmm.
He's adaptable.
And you would think after Snow being with Regina spending half of her life trying to kill her and getting kicked out of her own home and living on the run, you'd think she'd see things in more shades of gray, but somehow she still retains this very black and white view of the world, where it's either one way or the other way, and there's no middle ground. It's like that's why all this happened with Emma. It's like, okay, so you're assuming that she's going to be completely evil, but no one person is either one way or the other. We're all mixtures of both. You're not born that way. It's how you're raised. It's how you live your life. It's the choices that you make.
And see, and that's the problem with what they did, was they took away, she hasn't learned to really cope with the darkness because they physically took it out of her with magic. So now no one's supposed to be all one thing or all the other. And everybody's supposed to struggle with both sides of themselves, and according to the story, they physically took Emma's darkness out of her with magic and put it in an innocent vessel, and now she's all fucked up and and it could tumble even further down into darkness because she's never learned how to cope with it.
Supposedly.
I'm sorry, I do go. My computer is about to leave me, so you are being very loquacious today. And I had to charge the computer. I'm back. Anonymous wants to know. I listen to your podcast every week, and I just wanted to say I love it. Can we please take a moment to appreciate how much Rumple's heart looks like a lump of coal?
I did say that.
I cackled.
Oh my God! When I saw that scene, I was like, I wish that Belle was aware of her faculties, because then she would be like, I'd be like, oh, whose heart is
rotten?
Whose heart is rotten now, sweetie? And yeah, I don't think it's Killian Jones's.
Nope.
Yeah, but I kind of give her a pass for that, because from her point of view, this guy attacked her, twice, so at the time it made sense for her to say that. But now, oh girl, you were so wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, next question from Princess One Love. She says, thanks for answering my question. The last podcast, you guys are such sweethearts. Well, I wanted to ask if you guys think, besides Snowwin, Henry, and Regina, who will be the one to save Emma from falling into the dark path and her heart to turning dark? Because true love always triumphs over evil.
He's not going to stop her because she's going to go dark, and that's going to be the start of the storyline next season. But if he's not the one to bring her out of it, primarily, I will fucking throw shit.
Me too.
Oh,
Amen.
dear.
Like, if it's Regina or something, like, if it's not either Henry or Killian or both of them, I will not be happy.
No, I will not be happy either.
Especially when you consider,
I will quit the show.
especially when you consider the whole shit. What was the episode called? The Beauty and the Beast one. Skin Deep. When they would not have just shown that for no reason. The idea that True Love's kiss could nullify the Dark One's magic. Keep that in the back of your mind right there, because
I don't think Emma's going to be the Dark One. I don't think so. I think the Dark One, as we know him, will cease to exist. Because somebody said, this is spoilers, oh crap.
Okay, let's spoiler alert, Baba.
Oh, finally.
My
Yeah.
spoiler noise.
Fast forward.
How long now?
Because somebody said they saw a shot of Bobby dressed as Rumple, but in the Enchanted Forest, but he wasn't the Dark One. So I think he gets untethered from the dagger, and the dagger's just there, and whatever Emma does, like, causes the Dark One or the dagger to, like... I don't think she's going to be the Dark One. I just don't think so. I don't know the magic of it, but I don't think she is.
I think see, the way that the dagger works is that you kill the Dark One with it, and then the magic of the dagger passes on to that person, and they become the next Dark One. So if the Dark One dies or loses his or her magic without the dagger being used to do so, the dagger is a highly powerful, like one of the most powerful objects in all the realms. So it has to have a tether. It has to have somebody to be tethered to. So if it's got all this magic but nobody to be tethered to because Rumpel's still alive, he just doesn't have magic anymore, it's going to go after the next person that it thinks the next darkest person. And I don't believe that that's Emma. That makes sense why it would go after Regina. She's the next darkest person.
I don't know. We did. Frankly, I don't think we know enough about what's coming to really understand. And considering the fact that they said that the first part of the finale is going to be the author's backstory, the author's origin and stuff.
Because we really don't give a shit. That's another waste of an entire hour. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, this whole idea of Operation Mongoose, like asking for a happy ending you didn't earn, I have hated that for a long time. But I can't lie, the whole idea of the author and how the sorcerer like appointed the job, that actually intrigues me.
Okay,
More spoiler alerts, sorry.
next question. Anonymous wants to know, what were your thoughts on the conversation Emma had with Killian and Regina in the forest? I thought Regina was the worst.
As per usual.
She's being bossy grandma.
We should start calling her grandma.
Forgive me if I don't
Separate.
take advice from the woman who held a grudge for half her life because a 10-year-old spilled a secret. That says
Boom.
everything.
It's just further proof of how well Killian knows her, that he knows exactly what to say and how to say it to calm her down. And he was the only one that could. She wasn't listening to anybody else, only him, because he knew exactly what to say and what she needed to hear. That's the sign of two people. That's the sign of two people that truly love each other and soulmates and all that shit. Straight up.
Okay, next question. Let's say they are so long. How do you think the goodbye scene, this is from Anonymous, scene between Killian and Emma will go for episode 20, aside from what we know from the script tease we got? I heard that there was a kiss when they filmed that scene. Do we really know if that is true or not?
I heard that as well. I think there will be.
I think there will be, like a little thing, not like
Probably
a big thing.
one.
No, not a big thing, because Henry's right there and her parents are right there, and Regina's going to be impatient. So, but I think she will kiss him goodbye, because, you know, she doesn't know how long she's going to be gone. And I'm sure she's going to entrust Henry to Killian's care, since we know she doesn't trust her parents.
Exactly. So hopefully, if they don't spend the majority of the episode again outside of Storybrooke, like in New York, maybe we might get some.
Well, at least this time, if they do
overseas.
that, Emma will be in it.
Yes, but we might get lucky to
Well,
get
we
some
also
Captain
might
Cobra
get
scenes.
all of Regina.
I need at least one Captain Cobra scene.
Yes, some Captain Cobra, something.
Or Captain Curling.
I'm sorry, but in this last episode, where Henry, I'm like, gee, as a mother, I get that he's like 13, but as a mother, how often do they let this child wander around town freely by himself? No supervision whatsoever. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? With all these nasty villains everywhere, Rumpelstiltskin, Queen's Darkness, all this shit, you just, hey, go ahead, run around, go to the mansion, go wherever you want to go. We don't care, but
Kid
don't
needs
go
a
after
leash.
but don't go after the dog. That
Kid-
dog.
Kid needs a leash.
Seriously.
Okay, next question from Princess Swan Love. She says, "Hi guys, one second question. That has me wondering since we got 4 episodes to the season 4 finale. You guys think some of the main female character is pregnant? I
Oh
know
God.
it's too soon for Emma to be since Emma and Hook haven't done the bang bang yet for some fucking reason. Why not? You guys think
Thanks for
it's
reminding
either
us.
Regina or Belle? Cause my bet is between those two. What do you think?
Okay.
No pregnancies! No!
Please,
No!
no.
No!
No.
Just had one.
And now we never see baby Neil, so
No.
he's perpetually
Because
with Granny.
yeah.
Or Belle.
No
Or
pregnancies,
Ashley.
please. Let's do it
No
like
pregnant babies, what? I don't think babies can be pregnant, Serena.
what? What did you say? Men can be pregnant. What did you say? I'm sorry, I know you ship Stark and some weird things go on in that
Yeah, you
fandom.
Yeah. You said pregnant babies.
I said pregnant babies.
And babies cannot be pregnant.
I did not say pregnant babies. This is the second time you've misquoted me in this podcast. Okay, let's go on to the next question before.
I can't even laugh at this because I'm the only one in this chat that is a mother and has children. Because I really can't laugh at this. But yeah, I don't want to see any more babies. I mean, because then the baby takes the focus, and no more babies. I'm good.
Okay, I'm better.
Give me the bang bang first. Can I have that? Give me
Yeah.
that.
Seriously.
And then they ban. Never.
Seriously, can we just say that the fact that Captain Swan has not banged yet is more unrealistic than Emma's sudden turn to darkness?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm sorry. If, like I said, these two should have been banging since season 2. Like, hate banging. We missed the hate sex. Come on, they were the perfect couple to have hate sex.
This isn't lost. Unfortunately.
Even so, they should have been doing it by 4A. And definitely over the 6 weeks of calm.
Seriously.
I mean, good God, the divorced chick with the brand new boyfriend gets more action than the couple that's been together for how long?
Oh yeah, I guarantee you Belle and Will have banged.
This chick gets double freaking action because she banged Ruffle and now she banging Will and Emma ain't got shit. Like, and look at the specimen that she is in love with. How could you not?
Like, I don't understand.
I do not understand her.
It's not like
ability.
she's like some shy person or something. She's never been shy about, stuff like that before.
I have to. All I gotta say is more power to you. I commend your willpower because you're a better woman than me.
No, her willpower is solely dependent on the plot.
Yeah.
I would not have it. If I had that in my life, oh my God.
I would have
not
been
have
having
it.
so much sex.
No.
Okay, we have a last question, hallelujah, from Anonymous. They say, I'm new to the podcast and I love Captain Swan. Hook is my favorite character on this show. I stand him for life. I just wanted to say that I'm on episode 19, where you're talking about the Pro Captain Swan podcast, and it's hard for me to hear some of you, so I wanted to know if you could link me. The Once Upon a Time fan podcast I believe I found, but it's hard to navigate, so is there a better way to find their episode instead of going through those pages? I don't follow any Once Upon a Time podcast, and I think things may have changed since our 19th episode. So, do you guys listen to some
I used
Pro
to
Captain?
more.
Sorry?
Yeah,
I used to back in season 3, but I don't really follow any anymore. Except this one.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
only one I even bother with.
I don't even listen to this
I
one.
still have the official podcast on my iTunes, but they haven't done one since the end of season 2. So it's like,
Thank God, because the chick who hosted it was pro Bagel Swan.
Yeah.
She was.
Okay. I don't really listen to any Once Upon a Time podcast, but speaking of podcasts, Adam's brother Josh Horowitz has a podcast with Jennifer as a guest in the latest episode. I think it's called Happy, Sad, Confused or something like that. Josh Horowitz is that guy who does the really funny interviews for MTV, and it's a really really good podcast, and it's almost one hour long, and Jennifer talks a lot about her projects and herself in it. So if you guys want to listen to any podcast, that's a good one to listen to. I just listened to the Jennifer episode, and it's really good.
She fluffed his Zora.
Yeah, that guy, exactly. So, do you guys have any last comments on this episode or upcoming spoilers or anything?
Cruella, you're a ferocious bitch, and we will miss you.
We missed
Watch
you
Black
even
and
in
White
your own
and Red
episodes
Olive.
sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have to say it. 19 episodes. Still no word on Anastasia. I am going to shoot someone soon.
Oh boy.
And so we all think that Rumple's gonna get the ink out of Cruella's dead hair, right?
probably.
Because that's where it is.
But I don't even know what to say at this point anymore.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be, calm about these last 4 episodes and not get. I mean, there's only and they air over 3 weeks, so we only have 3 weeks till the hiatus.
Yeah,
people.
I-
So I'm
I
actually
know
looking forward to the hiatus at this point.
I know how.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how Justin, you guys want answers about Anna, but I mean, at this point, I think it's probably another one of those storylines that had to get put on the back burner because of all this other crap.
No, I know, but come on. If you're not going to give me an in-show answer, give me an off-show answer.
And this is what pisses me off even more. He's shows up every couple of episodes for like a scene, and they make him a regular, but they refuse to make Sean one. And his storyline is much.
I
more
think that will be
prominent.
changing really soon. I think Sean's gonna be a regular for season 5.
See, I still think somebody's gonna kill Robin Hood. Because the writers don't care, don't give two shits about Robin. I love
But they
Sean.
care. But see, they
But they
care
don't
about Regina. They care about Regina, and they can't kill Regina's soulmate because that would just send the evil Regals into a tizzy.
Ugh.
I think Will would be
Adam,
more likely
stop
to
going
die than
plague on
Robin.
us. Adam, I
Oh,
trusted
no.
you. Stop going all plague on us.
Okay, so I
Well,
think it's. Oh, you still comment? Okay, sorry, go on.
Well, at this point, I got real no expectations for Captain Swan. They're together, and right now the writers just feel like that's enough. But this whole thing with Emma and Lily, I really do hope there's some kind of payoff for that. Because I mean, the sorcerer knew about it, so I assume that that's a big deal.
And hey, is the sorcerer just a disembodied voice? Because
No,
you
I
have or is it or is he like the Wizard of Oz? Because there's that scene in the promo where the apprentice walks in and there's like this big blue smoky thing and the disembodied voice, and I'm like, is that the sorcerer? What the
I
fuck?
think the sorcerer doesn't tend to show himself unless the situation is dire.
Like I said, the Wizard of Oz. He's the man behind the curtain.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be the big boss of
Oh
everything.
God, no! In our luck, it's Walsh.
No,
Walsh
no.
is dead. Dead.
Yes, you can stay that way. I'm sorry, but you get in the way of my Captain Swan, I'm gonna hate you.
Yes, amen.
Okay, so I think we are done. Thank you everyone for listening. I'm falling asleep.
We know this.
And we'll be back next week. Bye.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye.